Use of computers and the internet have changed the face of business, making communication much more efficient and effective. Unfortunately, the internet is also inundated with hackers, thieves, and con artists. Careless use of your company's internet system is risky business and can easily put your company in peril. Let's spend some time looking at best practices for using company technology in the workplace. Even though you may be the only person who uses your workstation, it's important to remember that all computers and related systems at your workplace are owned by your company. In general, your computer is meant for job-related work and not for personal use. If your company provided you with a computer to use outside the company walls, be it laptop, tablet, desktop computer, or other such device, that equipment is still property of the company. Should you leave your job, you are legally bound to return all such equipment in good working order. Theft of either equipment or intellectual content owned by the company may be subject to legal repercussions. Passwords are designed to ensure certain information is kept secure. If you are allowed to create your own passwords, it is important you know the difference between a strong and weak password. Weak passwords share the following characteristics: 15 characters or less, common words, names of pets, friends, or family members, names of characters or actors, your birthday, your phone number. It's also important to note that spelling anything just mentioned backwards or merely adding a number to the beginning or the end of it still signifies a weak password. Weak passwords make it easy for a computer hacker to get access to protected and confidential information on your computer or to send a virus throughout your company's network. That's why it is important for you to keep the following best practices in mind for creating a strong password. A strong password will contain the following characteristics: longer than 15 characters, use both upper and lowercase letters, use numbers and punctuation signs. You should never store your password online or write them down. Additionally, you should not share your password with other people. If you find you are having difficulty remembering your password, try creating passwords that remind you of a movie title or quote. For example, you might like the movie The Godfather, so you could use the following: You should also use different passwords for different accounts that you access at work, and you should never mix personal passwords with work passwords. This will ensure if one of your accounts is ever hacked, everything you have access to is not compromised. It may seem innocent enough to download a file, but you should never do so without prior approval from your company's IT department. Downloadable files, including email content, software, plugins, and videos or music, may contain a hidden virus that could affect the integrity of files stored on your computer and also affect other devices connected to the same network. You should never install software you purchased for use at home onto your computer. This could be deemed pirating software, and your company could be held legally liable for your decision. If your company gives you the approval to purchase a software, ensure you only purchase legitimate business use license directly from the software provider. Copyrighted material that does not belong to your company must never be transmitted without the copyright holder's permission. You should know your company's policy concerning the use of its computers for both internal and external communication. Abuse or violation of company policy concerning equipment and internet correspondence, both inside and outside your company, can carry serious consequences, including termination. All technology provided by your company, including the computer systems, communication networks, company-related work records, and other information stored electronically, is your company's property. As an employee, you are responsible for the content of all text, audio, or image files that you send over the company's internet and email system. Your company has the right to examine, monitor, and regulate emails and other electronic communications transmitted or stored within the technology systems, whether on-site or off-site. You must be aware that in case of litigation, everything that you have saved or transmitted both within the company and outside the company using a company computer may be subject to examine, with the possibility of providing evidence in legal confrontations. Therefore, your email should always reflect your company's values and use appropriate workplace language. The use of abusive, profane, or offensive language or materials must be avoided. Messages containing derogatory or infamatory remarks about another person's race, age, disability, religion, national origin, physical attributes, or sexual preferences should never be transmitted. Additionally, you should never use the company's internet, email, or other electronic communications to transmit, receive, or store defamatory, discriminatory, harassing, or pornographic material. Taking care of personal projects during business hours affects your productivity and the profitability of the company. While we've already talked about avoiding sending personal emails at work, let's look at 2 other common things you should avoid doing on work computers. Many companies strongly prohibit online shopping. If your company's policy does allow you to shop on your computer during breaks or lunch periods, you should still heed the following advice. First, you should never use your company email address to make an online purchase. Not only can it expose your company to phishing attacks and viruses, but it can also expose your inbox to spam emails and ongoing advertisements that will hamper your productivity. Additionally, you should never allow a site to save your username and password if you are using a work computer. Many organizations who allow online shopping during breaks require you to delete cookies from your computer after shopping. Most companies also prefer that employees limit their time spent on social media, including watching streaming videos, to approved breaks or lunches. Your company has likely adopted a social media and internet usage policy that may differ from what we just talked about. Now would be a good time to review those policies. Each of the things we have talked about today are important, not only because violating them can put your company in jeopardy, but also because your company hired you to do a specific job. They are paying you for your time. Every minute you spend taking care of personal business is a minute you are not spending fulfilling the role you are paid to do.